Hey guys, Coach Brandon Krause here today. Got a good one for you and a good thought. You know, if I can teach you one thing, if there's one takeaway that you can get from any of these videos I put out there, any of my fighters I've ever worked with in my life, it would be the value of a good chin tuck. Guys, you can't have your chin tucked enough. Everything has to revolve around that chin tuck. I'm gonna talk a little bit about that today, so stay tuned. So Christian's helping me out here today. A little bit of perspective, right? So Christian is taller than me, right? But he's obviously not as handsome, but that's all right, okay? But my chin tuck kind of changes in relation to my opponent and their height. So Christian, right here, if I was boxing him, my chin is down relative to this taller opponent, right? But let's say I have a smaller opponent. Yeah, get squat down like you're small. Now that chin tuck that was good when I was looking up isn't as good anymore because he has more of an opportunity to come from underneath. So my chin tuck has to get even greater versus a shorter opponent, all right? Also, another thing that happens is, and this is tough for beginners to realize, is I need to limit my field of vision, all right? When I'm boxing with Christian, and we're like this, and honestly, I don't even see the top of his head right now. I don't even see his hairline. You know why? Because I don't need to see his hairline. Because I don't need to see the top of his head. I have to keep my chin down. So what you do is, you know, in a normal day, in an everyday experience, when I'm looking at somebody, you know, I'm evaluating them in the center of my vision. But when I'm fighting a guy, now they are up to the very top of my vision. If I had to put a center point on what I'm looking at, and I'm not fixating on anything, but that would be like more like right here, like mid-mass of him. Now, don't fixate on one point as you're boxing, but that's what I'm trying to get across to you, that your field of vision is greatly reduced when you're fighting somebody in order so you can keep your chin down. Because it doesn't make any difference if you see over their head. It does make a huge difference if you keep your chin down. So there's a lot of different methodology you can do to help you keep your chin down. I think one of the most go-tos in a boxing gym is taking some sort of implement, like a tennis ball, like something ball up. In my case, it's gonna be this ball of hand wraps. And what you do is, you just get comfortable keeping that pin as you're throwing your shot, as you're working your defense, right? So you get very comfortable keeping that chin down. Also, just approaching your training with the end goal that you want to keep your chin down is really gonna help, because once you start putting that in your head, you're gonna find that in all your training methodology that you start being aware and cognizant that your chin is to be down, all right? Also, I've done videos in the past researching them on different ways to strengthen your neck, which is correlated to this, right? But that chin tuck is everything. You can tell almost instantaneously if somebody really boxes, if they really train, by asking them to get into their boxing stance, and if their chin doesn't go down, you know what? They don't throw any punches, or they don't do any kind of competitive boxing, at least, all right? Great chin tucks over the years. Bernard Hopkins, Oscar De La Hoya, Johnny Tapia had that chin down as much as go, and I suggest you start working on your chin tuck too at home and incorporate this into your training in general. Like and subscribe.